Hello and welcome back to the lesson. In this video, we're going to be learning about styles in HTML. So styles are added to HTML element as an attribute. So the HTML style attribute is used to add style to an element such as color, font, size, and more. And setting the style of an HTML element can be done with the style attribute. And the style attribute has the following syntax, something like the tag name, followed by the style attribute, and then a CSS property, and then colon, and then value, a CSS value. And then we go ahead and close our tag name like so. Okay, so this is the syntax of adding a style attribute, or simply an attribute to an HTML element. So the property right here is a CSS property, and the value is also a CSS value. Alright, so let's go ahead and implement that. Let's go ahead and add style into our HTML document right here. First of all, we're going to want to go ahead and add some content. So let's go ahead and add a h1 tag and say this is a heading. And let's go ahead and add another content, which is going to be a paragraph, and say this is a paragraph. Something like this. Now let's go ahead and save our file. As you can see, we have this is a heading and this is a paragraph. Now we're going to go ahead and use the style attribute to add a background image to our page right here. So let's come over here to add the style attribute. We said space after our tag name, style, something like this, as you can see. And within our double quotation right here, we're going to go ahead and say we want to add a background color property. Say background color. As you can see, we have a suggestion, so we can go ahead and choose the first one and hit enter, and then we're going to go ahead and select a color for a background color. Let's say we want this brown, so let's go ahead and say brown like so. Now let's go ahead and save our file. As you can see, now we have successfully changed the background of our body to brown. So this is basically how we go about adding a style to our HTML elements. And we can also go ahead and add a background color for both our h1 element and also our paragraph element here. So let's go ahead and try to do that. Let's actually go ahead and cut this attribute. Now we no longer have any background color for our page, and instead we're going to go ahead and add the style in here. Paste this right here. Alright, for the h1 tag, for the h1 elements, now let's go ahead and save our file. Save. As you can see, now we have applied the background color to our h1. And we can also do the same thing for the paragraph. Let's go ahead and say this time around we wanted to have a blue background color. Let's say blue, something like this. Alright, now let's go ahead and save our file. As you can see, we have a blue background color for our paragraph. And instead of adding the color to our background, we can go ahead and add the color directly to the text. So we can go ahead and say, instead of background color, I'm going to go ahead and remove the background right here, and said I wanted to change only the color to brown. So now it's going to be only the text that is brown, but the background will be our body background color, which is white by default. Now let's go ahead and save our file. Save. Now as you can see, it's only the text that is brown, but the background is using the body background color, which is white. The same thing right here, we can change only the text, not the background, and set only color to blue. And now if we go ahead and save our file, now let's go ahead and refresh. As you can see, this is a paragraph in blue color. And we can as well go ahead and change the font family of our text right here with the style attribute. Let's come over here. Instead of changing the color, let's actually go ahead and get rid of this and set font dash family. We're going to set it to Arial, something like this. And now if you go ahead and save our file, refresh, as you can see, our font styling has changed to Arial. And we can do the same thing as well for the paragraph. Instead of changing the color, we're going to want to change the font family. Let's actually go ahead and copy this, copy, paste it right here. And we're going to set this one to sans serif, which is this one right here, sans serif. And we're going to go ahead and save our file. As you can see, our paragraph text styling has changed to sans serif. How cool is this? And we can as well go ahead and change the font size using the styling right here. Let's come over here. Instead of the font family, we're going to say font dash size, something like this. This is the property, and we're going to set it to, let's say, 200%, like so. Now let's go ahead and save our file, refresh. As you can see, our font size has changed. How about we use pixels? Let me go ahead and say 200 pixels instead. Save our file, refresh. As you can see, our font is very large, very huge. Okay, how about we reduce it to, let's say, 80 pixels, something like this. Save our file, refresh. Now we have a font size of at least 80 pixels large. Let's go ahead and change it to 40 pixels. And the font size for the paragraph, let's go ahead and copy this. Let's change the font size for paragraph as well. Paste this, and we're going to change it to, let's say, 20 pixels. Alright, let's go ahead and save our file. As you can see, now we have our headings with 40 pixels font size and our paragraph with 20 pixels font size. And we can as well use the HTML style attribute to align our text to the center, to the left, and to the right. As you can see, our text by default is aligned to the left of our screen or of our page. Now we're going to go ahead and change it. Let's come over here. Inside of our style, we're going to say text dash align, which is this property right here, and we're going to change it to center. All right, now let's go ahead and save our file, refresh. As you can see, now our heading is now centered. All right, let's go ahead and do the same thing for our paragraph. Copy this, style it. All right, replace this and save our file, refresh. As you can see, our paragraph is also centered. We can as well change the position to right, so it's right. All right, so let's go ahead and save our file, refresh. As you can see, our text is aligned to the right. The same thing with the paragraph. Let's set it to right, save our file. As you can see, our paragraph is also aligned to the right side of our page. Now let's take them back to center. Alright, let's go ahead and copy this. Paste this right here, save our file. As you can see, everything is now centered. Alright, so friend, that will be it for this video. In this lesson, we went ahead to discuss about the style attribute that we use for styling HTML elements. We learned about the background color property for background colors, and also the color property for the text color to change the text color of our HTML element. And we went ahead to use the font family for text fonts to basically change the font family of our text, where we use Arial and sans serif for this our example. And we also use the font size property for text sizes. And the last but not least, we use the text align for text alignment to basically align our text either to the left, right, or centered in our web page. So I hope everything is clear to you and that you enjoyed this lesson, and I will see you in the next one.